Good morning, South Highland. I am Lieutenant Junior Grade Kermit Heiser, and I am currently stationed in Pensacola, Florida for flight training. I've actually been stationed here for the last couple of years on a ship that's home ported in Pensacola, and that was definitely a very educational time for me those last couple of years. Not only did I learn a lot technically, but I learned a lot of leadership lessons that I know will be very helpful for me as I progress through my military career. And I also learned a lot about my faith through those last couple of years. When we were deployed on patrol, we usually held divine services each Sunday morning. Usually that consisted of 3 to 8 people gathering for a time of brief worship and study. I quickly became the worship leader, singing a couple songs with guitar before we moved into some kind of topical study, whatever we were called to that patrol. And it was definitely really nice to have, some kind of semblance of regular worship despite being away from home and away from our normal routines. We were still able to maintain that time of fellowship and the time of worship each week, which was a real blessing. On my last patrol, I actually had the pleasure of leading the study, and that was a bit of a challenge for me. I was very nervous going into it. It was something I had not expected to be taking on, but the opportunity presented itself, and I just felt called to take it up and make sure that the study and the time of worship were able to continue with our regular leader gone. And that was definitely a time of growth for my faith. Going into each week, I was nervous. What am I going to say? What if no one wants to talk about anything? And each week, when we finished the time and when we prayed it out and went our separate ways, I just felt, wow, we had a great discussion today, and the Lord really worked through, these little questions I came up with, or just the people that were there came up with some interesting ideas and some interesting questions, and we had some really good discussion. And so it was really awesome to see God working through me that way, in a way that I hadn't really anticipated happening. And so I really learned how He can use us in ways that we don't expect. And now I'm more comfortable, maybe taking on a Bible study in the future. And so that was a real blessing to see God work that way. Since quarantine began, obviously it's been a little strange not being able to go to personal worship, but it's been awesome to be able to, still participate in South Highland worship and get a little taste of home each week through the virtual worship on Facebook. And I've also been participating in a weekly Bible study with other military officer Christians in the area. It's one that I attended in person, and our leaders have been amazing in continuing that worship virtually. And as nice as it is, I obviously can't wait to get back to in-person worship and in-person study. But it's been amazing to see that continue despite all of the strange circumstances. And just overall, it's been really neat to see God working not only in South Highland, not only in the Bible study that I attend, but in all sorts of different ways that I've seen Christian action take place during this quarantine. And it really makes me realize nothing can stop Him, nothing can get in His way, and this is all part of His plan. He's going to use what we might see as bad circumstances to His glory, and we serve a very powerful God. Thank you for letting me share, and happy Memorial Day.